Hadouken!
What's going on, guys? It's K-Dub here with another episode of Crypto Zombies. So it's Friday, it's the weekend, we made it. And before we move on, can I just say that apparently now it's completely all right for teachers to let their students play with giant fireballs. Just gotta say that. I never had a teacher that cool in school. Speaking of a giant fireball, guys, these markets are literally on fire right now. They are bleeding. Everything is in the red, as you can see right here. No, but seriously, actually, this morning, Bitcoin SV did flip Bitcoin Cash. Actually, I'll give it a quick refresh. So they're staying steady right now. However, I think the real victor here is this guy, Tether. Okay, Tether is now officially the 5th largest crypto. Might as well be the 1st largest crypto at this point, right, guys? So we saw another 7.5% hit on Bitcoin. Bitcoin dominance skyrocketing over 55% with a $108 billion market cap. Are there any gainers today? Gold Bits is up. Still don't know what the heck that is. Gemini Dollar, SV, Ravane, Linky, Tether. Yeah, okay. So let's just say it's not a good day for the markets, guys. So seriously, though, there has been a lot of turmoil going on lately, and it's not just affecting traders and investors. It's affecting the actual teams themselves. You know, we've recently seen Steemit lay off some of their people. I was speaking to PTYX about Komodo, and although they said that they were very well prepared for this downturn, you know, they're still having some struggles as well. And now you're seeing the Ethereum production studio ConsenSYS recently announcing that 13% of their staff is going to be laid off as well. So they go that even though we're excited about ConsenSYS 2.0, our first step in this direction has been a difficult one. We are streamlining several parts of the business, including ConsenSYS solutions, spoke, and hub services, leading to a 13% reduction of mesh members. Projects will continue to be evaluated with rigor as the cornerstone of ConsenSYS 2.0 is technical excellence coupled with innovative blockchain business models, not to mention the fact that they also said that they are axing products that are not performing well, although ironically enough, Jackson Palmer, the creator of Dogecoin, points out that he thinks it's still funny that Coinbase Bundle Pro still has the comparison that if you had bought $100 a year ago, you would have $21.24 today. But hey, at least they're being honest, right, guys? So what is the big news of the day? Okay, I'm not going to drag this one through the woods. We already know. So basically, the SEC has yet again postponed the decision for the Bitcoin ETF. The deadline is now set for February 27th in order to review the changes. Okay, so the statement that they put out was the commission finds it appropriate to designate a longer period within which to issue an order approving or disapproving the proposal, the proposed rule change, so that it has sufficient time to consider what is happening. Okay, so under the Securities and Exchange Act, the commission must issue an order approving or disapproving the proposed rule change no later than 180 days from the initial time. And as you can see right here, if you come over to Twitter, so this is Jake Chervinsky. Now he's like a crypto lawyer, and he just says, as expected, the SEC has delayed its decision on the VanEck SolidX Bitcoin ETF proposal until the absolute final deadline. Now, right here, you guys can see, this is it. The SEC cannot delay again. So if they don't make a positive decision on it, that's it. Forget about it. There's not going to be a VanEck ETF, okay? So moving, on the same topic, Hester Pierce, you might be familiar with her. She's dubbed Crypto Mom, obviously because she had that dissent against the SEC's decision to reject the Bitcoin ETF by the Winklevoss twins. So she says, definitely possible, could be 20 years from now, or it could be tomorrow. Don't hold your breath. The SEC took a long time to establish FinHub. It might take even longer to approve an exchange-traded product, okay? She's also trying to convince her colleagues to have a bit more of an open mind when it comes to crypto adoption, but obviously these things do take time. She went on to say, I think we need to encourage institutionalization in crypto. That's not what people in the space want, but I think there are institutional folks who want to be in the space, and the best way that we can offer retail investors to get into the space is through a place that's more institutionalized. So they asked her, about the recent SEC enforcements. And basically she said that people have to comply with the laws, but the government is obliged to figure out whether the regulation is preventing people from realizing new or innovative ideas. She concluded by saying, I want to make sure that the doors to innovation are open wide enough and they're not too constrained by regulation, okay? Now, our good old buddy Bitcoin Ben, he says the SEC will never approve a Bitcoin ETF. The SEC's job is not to protect the people, it's to protect the system. We don't need them. They are a dying system trying to cling to life. Remember, they live off you granting them authority by caring what they say. Turn your back to them. So that's one way to look at it. Now, we have had others chime in on the situation as well, one of them being the ratings system, Weiss Cryptocurrency Ratings. Now, a lot of people are not particularly a fan of these guys. They don't always agree with the way that they rate and value different currencies. However, putting that all aside, they are actually pretty excited for Bakkt, okay? They believe that Bakkt's scalable crypto trading platform, which is specifically geared for institutional investors, will have a tremendous impact on the space when it goes live next year. They go on to say it's hard to imagine a scenario in which Bakkt will not open the floodgates for large institutions to buy crypto, and the consequences are potentially far-reaching. They also believe that Bakkt might even help resolve issues that caused the SEC's rejection for crypto ETFs to begin with. The regulator's main concern is that there's no trusted price information and over-reliance on futures markets, so these are issues that could potentially be resolved with Bakkt's presence. However, it's not all positive, as we know. There's also some concerns about all of this institutional money and all of these different tools coming in. So they worry that Wall Street could someday control cryptocurrencies by adding a lot of leverage to the game. They fear high-risk crypto derivatives, the same kind of stuff that helped, basically aggravate the 2008 debt crisis that in turn gave rise to the invention of Bitcoin, right? So they argue that Bitcoin was supposed to be a part of the solution, not a new part of the same old problem. And guys, I just wanted to point out, this is an issue too when you consider NASDAQ futures coming in. I mean, everybody's really excited about it, right? But essentially, what can you do with futures? Well, you can short. So are we encouraging these guys to come in and basically just keep shorting the market more, right? Well, I mean, yeah, you can long, but why would you long if you could just buy? I mean, I don't know. Some people, they like to do everything cash settled. That's just how they want to do it. But if I thought a commodity was going to go up, and I am an individual who does believe in owning my own things, I would just purchase that actual underlying asset, which would be Bitcoin itself. But that's just my opinion, guys. But that being said, these instruments do encourage shorting. So we have to definitely keep in mind about that. Now, talking about the SEC, talking about regulations and what's happening in the United States, a lot of people are concerned about this, but there are two new bills focusing on cryptocurrency market manipulation that aim to position the U.S. to be a leader in the cryptocurrency industry. So these two bills are called the Virtual Currency Consumer Protection Act and the U.S. Virtual Currency Market and Regulatory Competitiveness Act, okay? So these are going to go before the House. You have Darren Soto and Ted Budd. They are the authors, and they said that they wish to provide data on how Congress can best mitigate these risks while propelling development that benefits our economy. So it looks like they're kind of agreeing with Crypto Mom that we need some form of regulation, but we don't want it to get in the way. Virtual currencies and the underlying blockchain technology has a profound potential to be a driver of economic growth, they said. That's why we must ensure that the United States is at the forefront of protecting consumers and the financial well-being of virtual currency investors while also promoting an environment of innovation to maximize the potential of these technological advancements. And here's the other thing too. Obviously, if these guys were just like, screw this, we're just going to ban it or we're just going to, say it's illegal, they haven't done that. We haven't seen that yet. We've actually seen the U.S. just trying to regulate it. I mean, basically, let's be real. These guys just want to regulate it. They want to know how they can make money off it, right? How they can get taxes paid in Bitcoin, right? That's really the main concern. But, we'll have to take everything with a grain of salt. But the thing is like, you're seeing things like this. Binance hit with an influx of institutional demand. Why does anybody want to get involved in this? If it's a falling knife, or if it's an apocalypse, it's dying, it's over, it's dead, right? So the interesting thing is that Binance is now going to allow organizations to create multiple trading accounts under one profile, along with improved managerial control and asset audit tools. So the CFO went on to say that we're seeing an influx in institutional accounts in the space and anticipate institutional demand to pick up substantially in the coming months. One of our key focuses is to provide a platform that services the needs of these clients as well as our retail users. Now, guys, I don't want to just always talk about what's going on with these figureheads, these guys that are in the space. I mean, you have to admit, to sit here and have a show about cryptocurrency and blockchain and only ever mention what people who are in the space are talking about does seem quite biased. I came across this post today. It actually has 176 comments. It looks like it's getting a lot of views on Reddit. And this is from somebody who does Forex trading and does not own any crypto. And I just want to read this to you real quick. It's not that long. It might take like 3 minutes, okay? But check this out. So he goes on to say it's fairly simple. The market manipulators, be it people, corporations, or banks, have one goal in mind: to buy up all of your coins for pennies. They're not stupid. These people pay people millions to just sit at a table and talk about stuff like this. They understand that crypto is like Pandora's box. It's been opened and you're not going to be able to close it. They also understand that they missed the opportunity in 2012 all the way through 2016 to get control of the market. And they also understand that there's only one option: crash the market, crush your spirits, and buy up all the coins for fractions of pennies on the dollar. Remember the saying? When a retail investor misses the train, they miss the train. When the institutions miss the train, they pull the train back, right? So this guy says, I personally do not have any skin in the crypto game. However, I've been paying very close attention to it over the last 12 months. My current feeling is that the end game of these groups are approaching. That is to hit lows that you thought were so impossible, it crushes your spirit and forces you to get rid of your coins, okay? And then you're gonna, sell it off and maybe just buy something with whatever you have left over. He goes on to say maybe a car, a bike, a TV, Xbox, etc. But the question that we need to ask ourselves is, what number is that spirit crusher? You could probably feel it in your gut what that number is. He says that's where I predict the market to go. Now, for me, I bought my first Bitcoin at 2,200, okay? Everyone has their own personal, crusher number. If Bitcoin goes down to 2,200, then at that point, then I am seeing negatives as well, okay? But personally for me, even beyond that, I would say 1,500. I mean, what is your personal crusher number, if you had to say? I'm curious, just drop it below. What do you think is the number that these institutions would finally go, okay, that's enough, we're buying up the dip, okay? I am curious. So they go and say that whatever that number is, whatever this magical number that they're gonna crash the market to, the market manipulators will then buy up all the coins for fractions and then let the markets loose to reach all-time highs again, now that they have control over the markets. He says, my gut tells me that this mega low is coming very soon, possibly in the next few months, followed by a reversal in summer, autumn of 2019, and then a bullish market in 2020. And this is what the markets have done time and time and time again.
Great story. Compelling and rich.
Interestingly enough, I gotta talk about Morgan Creek Digital. We got the pomp, okay, over here. So this is the crypto management firm for institutional investors, and they are saying that they are going to bet $1 million that its crypto index will beat the S&P 500 in the next decade. It's kind of like a similar twist on when Warren Buffett made that wager that said the S&P would beat out a bunch of hedges back in 2007. So you go on to say that this is a combination of our outlook not only for the upside of cryptocurrencies, but also the outlook on public equities. A lot of people might look at this and just think we're bullish on crypto, but you need to look at what assets we're going up against. Public equities aren't exactly at their all-time high either. But it's okay, guys, don't worry, because Black Moon Crypto has apparently introduced an inverse ETH strategy. Now, I just want to take a break for 5 seconds, okay? I wanted to look into this because I saw this morning. I was like, what the heck is this? So apparently it says, we are proud to present, coming from Black Moon's research labs, the inverse ETH strategy. So the strategy seeks to generate returns opposite to the performance of ETH. It provides investors with positive returns when ETH goes down and negative returns when ETH goes up. And this is the BMxiETH. This is really, really strange. So it'll have an inverse correlation. So it says that unlike short positions, you can transfer BMxiETH, you can trade it or even hold it in your cold wallet. We're excited to release such a game-changing product now when the crypto community is in such a need for a stable environment with a wide range of investment strategies. So this is really interesting. If you guys think that ETH is going to continue to crash, maybe consider buying some BMxiETH, not financial advice. Just kind of had to interject with this. I think that we're just getting crazy out here, guys. We're just starting to think of anything. We're getting a little too mad out here. I think these markets are making us go kind of crazy. So also people have been going crazy over the concept of, mining for a loss and Bitcoin death spirals. Now we've disproved this time and time and time again, but you have obviously, Andreas Antonopoulos chiming in on this, and he's a very, very well-respected legend essentially in the space, and he goes on to say that it's an unlikely scenario since miners have a long-range outlook. In fact, if they wait until the difficulty retargets and the difficulty becomes less, it gets easier to mine. Then each miner who waits makes more profit because in the new scheme, they have a greater percentage of the mining power than they did before. So let's say if mining power drops by 50%, the miners who stick around and wait for the difficulty retargeting are now twice as profitable after the adjustment. So that's a pretty good incentive for people to stick around. Wanted to just say that, guys, because, everyone's freaking out. Like, yeah, the smaller guys are going to have to close up shop. But, some of these bigger players, I mean, even Bitmain has reported a pretty bad Q3, but they are looking long term. And it's kind of like dollar cost averaging, mine for a little bit of a loss now, but then if it drops, you get a lot more later. So that's just basically that. Now, speaking about mining, guys, a new lawsuit alleges that proponents of Bitcoin Cash ABC, one of the two competing iterations of the Bitcoin Cash cryptocurrency, illegally manipulated the market, damaging investors as a result. So these guys are getting a little pissed off about this. I kind of had a feeling that something like this was gonna happen, to be completely honest. So the suit claims that Bitcoin.com and Bitmain and their respective founders hijacked the Bitcoin Cash blockchain, especially by dedicating mining power, in theory, assigned to mining the Bitcoin blockchain, to mining what was then referred to as the Bitcoin ABC chain. I mean, they had even publicly stated on the pool that they were moving all the hash power over to mine. I mean, they did say they were doing that. So United Corp claims that it justifiably relied on defendants' misrepresentations by investing millions of dollars in development and deployment of infrastructure specifically for the mining of Bitcoin Cash and has suffered damages as a result. Further, the suit claimed that Bitmain, Bitcoin.com, and Ver have been unjustly enriched by the conduct described above. So, yeah, guys, that's happening right now. And also, MasterCard has filed a patent for a method of anonymizing transactions on a blockchain, according to an application published by the United States Patent and Trademark Office.
That's the coolest story I've ever heard in my entire life. That's insane. Can I hear it again?
All right, so guys, moving on to the end, I just want you guys to check this out. I don't know if you've ever seen the original I am HODLING post, okay? This is essentially where the term HODL came from. So this guy, he was drunk, he was having some whiskey. This came out in 2013, and he basically goes on and he says, oh no, it's going down, I'm not gonna sell. And he talks about how he's not smart and all these other guys are making these big bucks. And he goes, I don't care, I'm HODLing. You only sell in a bear market if you're a good day trader or an illusion noob. The people in between hold. In a zero-sum game such as this, traders can only take your money if you sell. So, there you go with that. And also we have Dan Hedl, okay? And clearly he got his name because he hedled or hodled through the last bear market. And he says, I will through this one. Below, this is my tweet from 2015. Join me and your fellow hedlers on the journey to free humankind. And right here, you could see January 13th, 2015, Bitcoin sell-off continues, hodl. This chart look familiar, guys? Looks a lot like the chart that we've been looking at recently, doesn't it? So, that being said, before we go on, guys, I have one serious thing that I want to touch upon. I hate to end on a downer like this, but it's something that really bothered me. So, it turns out that you know, Zhang Shuseng, he's the founder of blockchain VC firm Danhua Capital. He's also an award-winning professor of physics at Stanford University. He has died, guys, and they are saying that they think it was a suicide, and he's been battling massive depression recently. I can only assume a lot of this has to do with the crypto markets. I had a chance to meet this guy in person at the Blockchain Connect conference. I sat down, I had breakfast with the guy, I had a conversation with him, and it's just incredible to see what this space is doing, even to, you know, guys like this that are held in such high esteem, and you know, it's just sad. It's unfortunate, and I just want everyone out there to know that times like this can be difficult, but if you are in a situation like this, just understand that is never, that should never be an option, okay? You know, your mental health and your physical health is so much more important than anything in crypto, okay? You can always get money. You can always go get a job again. You can always build back your savings, okay? Yes, it might take some time, and yes, you might be set back a year or two, okay? But you know, it's another day. We're here. You know, we're awake and we're alive, guys. And I just want you to know that the community's here. We're here. I'm here. You know, just please. That's all I want to say before we go, guys. You know, just please put your mental and physical health first. And there's always somebody. And there's the community's here for you. Okay. So I don't want to down it anymore, guys. But please, seriously, like, you know, just chill out, you know, go walk outside, you know, put crypto down if you have to. Walk away. Let the bear market crash. Let everything burn, you know, just put some savings, save some money in fiat, you know, and come back when you're more sure that the market's going to go back up. You know, you don't have to invest in crypto every single day. So that being said, guys, enough about that. You guys know, not financial advice. Never invest more than you can afford to lose. You guys know the drill by now. That being said, it's Friday. Go out, hang out with some friends, forget about crypto for the weekend, go see some family, have a picnic. Well, don't have a picnic in New York because it's freezing, but if you're a little bit south, go have a picnic somewhere. And that being said, I want to say thank you so much for everybody that's been liking, subscribing, commenting. You guys are freaking awesome. You're the reason that I do this every single day. Remember, if you need to talk to somebody, the Crypto Zombies community, there's plenty of places that you can talk on Telegram and forums and everything else. And that being said, guys, that's it for the day. That's it, okay? So get out of here. What are you still watching the video for? Go enjoy your day. My name's K-Dub. This is Crypto Zombie. Until next time, stay crypto and peace out.